Hello YouTube, welcome back. It's Code again, and today we're gonna do a little bit of patch note review because this is the first time ever I feel that we ever got a patch note like this. So, for next patch we get the new Lantern Rite Festival, a new area as we've known. I'll hide them and Yao Yao, the two new characters, on the first banner. Zhao will be on the same banner with Al Haitam Yao Yao. Well, on a second banner. It's on the same time zone, right? So it's going to be Al Haitam Yao Yao and Zhao. On the second half, we have Yelan and Hu Tao, which is two of the very strong characters in this game, as well as possibly the strongest weapon banner in this game. So that is insane. New domains, these are the new artifacts, we assume. Seems pretty fancy. The new weapon, right? This weapon is really cracked. You can probably use this on like Kazuha and of course, you know, Al Haitam, right? A really strong weapon. However, we already have a lot of good swords. Like we have Jade Cutter, we have Mist Splitter, and now we have the Light Sword. Swords already have a lot of options. My quick guess, because I haven't done super math on this, but this is gonna be really specifically strong on Al Haitam, but a good stat stick on other characters because 88 crit damage and 4% crit rate is a pretty big number. With the crit rate and crit damage alone, it should have higher overall crit value than Jade Cutter already because Jade Cutter is 44.1 times 2, so that means it's 88.2. But this weapon alone has 88.2 already, plus 4 times 2, so 8%. How you calculate CV is crit rate times 2 plus crit damage, so this weapon has insanely high CV. Next we have the new skin of Ayaka and Lisa here, of course. Ayaka forehead is looking marvelous as usual. Lisa obviously still has her necklace vision there. And if you guys didn't know, you can test this out. If you have your elemental burst in game, the vision of the character glows. It shines. New story quest. This is only story quest, right? We don't have Archon quests next patch. New enemy, another warm enemy that dives underground, jumps in the air, and the most annoying enemy type in this game. I don't know why they would introduce them. Scorpion, Vulture, and oh yeah, these two enemies. Yes, one of them goes like, "Your coming was foretold." So yeah, pretty accurate. All right, next. Here's the important thing. They are doing a balance patch on TCG. So as I've said, MiHoYo doesn't like to buff or nerf characters because characters in Genshin is tied to a payment, right? Or like a gacha, right? It costs money or time, right? With Primo Gem and summoning, yeah? But TCG, the card game, everything is free. That means they can freely buff or nerf characters, which they did. I'm really glad they did. So, first of all, they're gonna nerf Yoimiya. I think this makes sense. Number of ult charge required for Yoimiya's ult is going up from 2 charge to 3 charge, and it is going to cost 4 dice instead of 3 dice. However, her ult will now do 1 more direct hit damage, right? So currently, Yoimiya is very easy to play. Yoimiya ult costs 2 ult charge, 3 pyro dice, and it does 3 damage. But the annoying thing is this, right? When your character uses a skill, so normal attack, elemental skill, elemental burst, it'll do 1 more damage. The duration is 2 rounds. So you can attack an infinite amount of time as long as you have enough dice, and this effect will proc, right? And that's what makes Yoimiya kind of broken, yeah? However, that's not the only thing that makes Yoimiya broken. One of the reasons why Yoimiya was so broken was 2 ult charge was too short. She gets her ult back too quickly, yeah? That's the problem. Next is Magu Kenki. We all know Magu Kenki can summon the Cryo Samurai and the Wind Samurai, right? What he currently does in game is that he deals damage and then he summons. So he can do a cryo attack and then summon the Cryo Samurai, and then do a wind attack and summon the Wind Samurai, right? And that was too OP. So what they're doing is they're gonna remove that feature from Magu Kenki. Minty Meat Rolls will be limited. So Minty Meat Rolls is a card that makes it so that your normal attack costs 1 less dice. But now the limit is gonna be 3 times. So you can't trigger it infinitely anymore. This is another nerf going to the Yoimiya Ayaka team, where Yoimiya Ayaka with Gambler set. I can show you the card. Here's Minty Meat Rolls. Before the round's end, the target normal attack costs 1 less dice. And this, you can use this an infinite amount of time. Same with Yoimiya Elemental Burst. And then what people use is this set. After the opposing character is defeated, you get 2 more dice. And that's why it was so annoying. Catalyzing Field is the reaction of Dendro and Electro, where it gives Dendro and Electro attack plus 1 damage. The number of procs you can do goes down from 3 to 2, which makes sense. And then Collie's personal card will cost 4 dice instead of 3, which I think makes sense because Collie double Electro, Collie Fischl, and Kaching does too much damage for way too cheap. So this is another nerf to the top decks of the TCG. And I think those are the current buff and nerfs of TCG, right? They are nerfing the 3 strongest team in the game. They are nerfing Ayaka Yoimiya, they're nerfing Magu Kenki, and they're nerfing Kali. I like this. I was fearful that MiHoYo will never do balance changes on the card game, but they did. They did balance change in the card game. So hopefully, we'll see more decks in the card game, right? Because currently, what happens is that every game is the same. Almost everyone plays the same deck. So I think this is good. Adjust the rules of obtaining elemental resonance effects. When there are 4 characters in your party or 4 or more in your party due to trial characters, elemental resonance will take effect as usual, which the specific element is determined by the first 4. Okay, so this is like when you have 5 characters on your team, you know? Remove the second confirmation pop-up window for skipping cutscene of the second boss phase. Oh, this is the Skara boss phase. Now clicking skip will directly skip the cutscene. Okay, yeah, sure. Adjust the height range of triggering some random events. Okay, that's for Zhao. He needs a bit of help because Zhao couldn't reach some events. Yeah, that makes sense. What else? Optimize the appearance of Yelan's hand in her mono. Optimize the appearance of Dory's leg in her illustration. Okay. A second confirmation pop-up window has been added when selecting an enhanced artifact. Optimize filtering criteria. Okay. In missing offering, artifacts can be selected by batch by scrolling. Okay, more quality of life. What about 120 FPS though? God damn. Alright, I think that's all the news I want to record today from this new patch, right? The best thing that happens is they're actually reworking TCG, buffing and nerfing it, so I'm really glad this happens. If you enjoy my type of content where I constantly ramble about stuff and other topics regarding to Genshin or maybe other stuff, like and subscribe if you like these types of content. If you like primo gems, if you don't, you know what, this is too cringe. Alright, see you guys.